boys and girls. Welcome to A Dose of Rag, episode 39. Yes, sir. 39, baby. The year that I figured out everything in life. All right, so it is almost August. Summer's flying by, bitch. It just felt like it was May. I say this every time, but it's true. It's the heat is on. Summer is here, guys. Listen, I'm going to go into this because we haven't had a few episodes. We've been on the slacker. We've been slacking.
It's summer.
You know, it is summer, but let me tell you actually about something that I went through that I kept hidden from the world this summer. So I actually, one day I wake up and all of a sudden I feel this little bit of pain under my armpit. And I'm like, what's going on? And I feel like a lump. And then I feel another lump. And I'm like, well, that ain't good, bitch. You know what I'm saying? At that point, I'm just like, all right, I knew it was going to happen. I guess 47 was the year. You know, I'm signing my death toll. I'm fucking singing, you know, to fucking Sanford and Son. I'm singing to the heavens. I'm coming soon. I'm coming home. I'm coming home. Mama, I'm coming home. Fucking Ozzy Osbourne, R.I.P. You know what I mean? I've basically signed my, okay, I knew it was going to happen. Because, you know, in your 40s, I kind of like, you figure like, any day now, right? Especially if you're, you know, degenerate like me. So I then, you know, I try to make a doctor's appointment. Yeah, and I'm like, my doctor's like, I'm too busy for you. Yeah, these doctors love saying that. So I make an appointment with some woman I've never met in his office, a physician assistant. And I'm like, okay. So remember now, I have these in my armpit, these two lumps, right? These are obvious lumps, like they're hardened lumps, and they hurt a little bit. So I go into the doctor office, and now remember, I'm Indian, okay? I'm Indian. I'm going to have a woman doctor analyzing the inside of my armpits very closely, okay? So I don't even know how to prepare for this.
Did you groom yourself? That's a start.
Well, number one, it was trimmed. I'm always good about trim, especially in the summer, right? Because I don't like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear you.
You got to look good. You got to smell good. I sweat a lot. So for me, you got to be fucking trim, right?
Yeah.
Most of the sweat's coming off my head, but still. So I literally, how do you prepare for that? First of all, as an Indian, right? Because I'm like, well, if I don't wear deodorant, there could be a little tiny smell because, again, it's not like I'm going to smell, but it's your armpits, right? Just a car ride over, I could have a little bit of tiny bit of sweat and I haven't put any deodorant on. So my body odor could come out. But what I did was I just showered. I cleaned the fuck out. You know, I soaked it up and I didn't put deodorant on. Because if you put deodorant on, it's going to interrupt with her checking.
And hopefully you didn't eat any onions or garlic or fucking curry or anything like that. Because that's scream out of your pores.
As long as I don't eat Indian food. It's not the curry. It's not the garlic or the onions. It's literally the Indian herbs and spices that get Indians to stink, right? I can eat a shitload of onions, shitload of garlic. I might smell a little bit, but not like if I eat a fucking curry. Oh God, forget it.
Interesting.
So anyway, I get into there. She's like, lift him up. I fucking put the pit. She's in here, bro. Like she's in there, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like she's like, oh. And I was smelling great though. I felt like a champion amongst Indians. I'm like, well.
Raise your hand if you're sure.
At least I'm going to be the story at dinner. Like, oh, this Indian guy came in. Of course, he stunk. By the way, just to clear fucking, the Indians just do not make our lives better. Last week, an Indian literally, she shoplifted and she made the rounds on the internet. Did you guys see her?
No.
I'll pay for it. Okay, so you guys haven't paid attention. You have seen it. I'll pay for it. Let me pay for it. You got this woman. She went viral for shoplifting.
Yeah.
And now this week, Delta Airlines pilot, child pornography.
Yes.
Bro, here's my problem with Indians. No matter how.
Wait. Why are you going off topic, man?
All right, let me just go back to it. So, really quickly, she found out that I had swollen lymph nodes. She thinks it's an infection. I don't know if I got this infection, where I got it, how I got it. I might have got it from kissing my dog. It can come from anything, right? She gives me this freaking antibiotics, which, by the way, man, I hate taking some antibiotics. As soon as I take them, bro, I got out the shits. My gut is all effed up. It's just not a good place to be as a man.
Yummy.
Anyway, I couldn't take the antibiotics properly because they're like horse pills and they like completely like give you diarrhea. So think about it like this. You're supposed to take them twice in a day. So I got to take it at night. I'm supposed to take it, but like before with food. You have to, it's such a bad, it's a thick horse pill. You got to take it with food. I'm sitting there. I can't take it when I'm going out to do a show or whatever. If I'm going out to do something, right? Because then I'm gonna have the shits all night. And I can't afford to do that. But anyway, I didn't. Worst comes, it's just swollen lymph nodes. All right, but getting back to it, it was a funny situation to me because I had a fucking lady in my armpit. It's not every day you have to do that. But this brings me to what we want to talk about here, which is last night, Jay gives us a medical scare. And about an hour before the show, we're supposed to film it. He goes, "Hey guys, have you ever had a pain in your, testicles, your groin area? Your pee's not coming out?" I'm like, "No,
Jesus
bitch, and you need to go to the hospital." Right? So immediately I'm like, "Go to the hospital." Jay, okay, we postponed the show. He goes to the hospital. And then later on, Jay goes, "Oh yeah, it's just the thing I've had all my life." And I'm like, "What?" "Oh yeah, my dad, he gets these kidney stones. And lately I've been drinking a lot of iced tea, and I drink a lot of alcohol." Well, yeah, you idiot. What do you think's gonna happen when you're drinking a shit ton of sugar? And Jay, by the way, I was very surprised by your non-knowledge of sugar. Maybe I could drink Gatorade.
No, I'm talking when I play sports.
Wait.
I've
No, you
ripped up
can't.
before.
You can't
Sports.
drink water with electrolytes. You genius.
That's what I do.
Put some fucking electrolytes in your water, and it's better than Gatorade. Gatorade is just sugar. You're literally just fucking adding diabetes to your body. Okay, let me actually give you guys a good point. I love drinking diet soda. I'm not gonna lie, but I have cut it down. But I will tell you this, Jay. I probably had 2 or 3 drinks in the last 4 or 5 years that are straight, like that are actual sugar drinks.
Sugary drinks, yeah.
Barely in my life.
Huh,
I barely, rarely, bro.
Interesting.
Bro, if you're looking at a Coke can, if I drink a sip of a regular Coke can that has 56 or whatever grams of sugar, I can't even live with myself to drink that one sip, right? Because it's
Really?
just, bro, because
That sounds excessive.
56 grams of sugar
I know.
is insane. Or whatever the fuck it is. Anyway, so, folks, if you let me listen to you before I let give Jay the mic here. If you know your family history, and just because your girl likes iced tea, and just because now all of a sudden you're playing soccer with the 3 guys that are left that haven't been kidnapped by ICE, why don't you just understand that if you got kidney stones 3 years ago, and you start drinking a lot of sugar and alcohol, you're going to get them again.
Yeah, well, first of all, let me say thanks to these guys for forcing me to go, because I would have probably waited until it was it was much worse. And, as guys, I hate going to the doctor.
I mean, you probably didn't need to go because you didn't know your family history. We didn't know your family history. When you tell me you can't pee, when you tell me you have pain, it sounds real in your balls. It sounds bad.
I mean, it sounds really bad.
Yeah. My pee's, he's like, it's barely trickling out. I felt so bad. And I'm just picturing this little fucking depressed little cock just slurring out fucking a tiny bit of pee. And I'm like, this poor bastard.
I had visions of him like sitting on the toilet like this with his head down, just like, fuck, I can't get it out. He's so...
His dick has a sad look on his face. It's just drooling out. I'm like... What a sad situation.
What's wrong with me?
Exactly how it happened too, Dose. Exactly how you said. I was sitting on the toilet like, oh.
Is this it? Is this the end? Am I going to be able to fuck again? Shit like that. What am I going to tell my girlfriend?
Well, I mean, he's going to tell her, you fucked my shit up with iced tea. You know what I'm saying? But, all right. Well, listen, I did want to just go into some personal stuff. This is a good thing. I did want to get into one more personal thing. So, let me tell you something. Over the weekend, I went out with one of my friends. We went to dinner. And look, I'll tell you this. He's not the richest guy in the world. He's not the poorest guy in the world either. He probably has more money than most people. Like if you're talking about average person.
Disposable income, we'll call it.
Not disposable. Okay, but he still doesn't have a job, but he has money. Okay, so here's a comedian. All right. So let me put it this way. Let me ask you guys a question. When the bill comes around, we say split it, right? Split it on the 2 cards. And as I leave, I notice that I have tipped 20%. And I usually go 20 to 30, right? Based on the service. He tipped 10%. And I know this guy's a little bit cheap, but I know he doesn't, all the money in the world. But listen, then I'm like, wait. The bill now is split in half, but the bill together was still what it was, right? So now the tip overall ends up being not my 20, not his 10. It's a 15% tip, right?
But did you split the bill? Like, was it 2 separate credit cards and 2 separate bills?
Yes.
So they at least know, the establishment knows who's the cheapo and who's not.
We don't know. Both of us are brown, but we don't know who. So let me just ask you guys this. What should move in that situation? Because I asked one of our friends, Checo. Checo's like, yeah, you got to confront him. You got to get after him. But then also, on the other hand, sometimes I notice Checo himself. Look, by the way, I'm a 20 to 30% tipper, proud of it, Indian. Bitch, I will sign the motherfucking receipt, India, bitch, just to let these motherfuckers know it's an Indian man tipping, because I got 1.3 billion motherfuckers on my back that I'm tipping for that are cheap as shit. Okay, so here's the thing. It's extra sensitive to me as a man because I'm trying to fight stereotype one Indian at a time, right? One waiter, one waitress, one server at a time. And this guy, listen, do I confront him or do I say, hey, I'm a bigger man. I'm 47 years old. Have I learned in life that why bring up a stupid argument? Sure, the waiter got fucked on 5%, but that's his choice as a human being on what to tip. Like, on the other side, before you guys go into your answer, on the other side, I've been there when I'm tipping 20%. Maybe my funds aren't the greatest that month. Okay.
I can relate.
And I'm tipping 20, and the guy next to me is tipping 30 to 40. And I'm like, whoa, bro. I'm not, you won the lottery last week. I did it. Okay. Like, you're having a great week. You make this much. So I also understand the other side. So what do you guys think I should have done in this situation?
A couple of things here. Number one, let me just say, let's preface this by saying that there is this tip culture that's out of control these days, but it doesn't sound like that applies to this scenario right here. What I mean by that is you'll go to a pharmacy, everything's self-checkout, and they'll ask you for a tip at an airport, some shit like that. That's out of control. There's a lot of examples of just out of control tip culture in the United States these days where a minimum, and some of these options on their menu is 25% minimum tip, which is absolutely BS, okay? So that's number one. Let's get that out of the way before I even answer your question. Now, as far as what I would do if I were you, there is a way to lightheartedly confront your dude. And I guess the time has passed now because you already went, you already paid, you went your own way. If the opportunity comes again, all right, that's an opportunity right there to lightheartedly say, all right, don't be
before you say this, was I wrong to even look at the amount he tipped?
No.
Because I usually don't. Usually don't. This time I made sure to.
What made okay? Why? Okay, so you usually don't. Why this time were you?
Let me just see what this motherfucker's for.
Because you know what I think Rags. You know why I think Rags was thinking? Because it was an Indian guy, and obviously he's self-conscious.
He wasn't an Indian guy. I said brown. I said brown.
All right, he's a brown guy, but
I'm not trying to reveal too much here, so he don't watch this and be like, "This son of a bitch." Probably on that.
I say the cat's out the bag, buddy. Cat's out the bag already. All right.
So he's a fellow brown. Is a brown guy, and I'm thinking Rags is probably because he's obviously self-conscious, right? He wants to reflect a good image, his personal self, right? So
I was like, I know this motherfucker's cheap. Let me see how cheap he is. Honestly, that's it. I'll be honest. I never look otherwise.
I would confront. Now, it's not to me. It's not a matter of should I or should I not. It's how to do it. And in my mind, yes, you can. It could be subtle and playful. Okay, like we have a friend who we joke around that has alligator arms, and we kind of bust his balls about it every now and then, and he embraces that moment too. So maybe you're not as close with this dude as we are with our dude, but if you've been friends long enough,
that's the thing here is. If it was you or Jay, I would say it in front of the waiter. I'd take a $5 out of my pocket, slip it into the waiter's pocket, slap him in the ass, then smack Jay across the face or Dose across the face. And I'd make sure that everybody in the restaurant knew, so then you guys would never do that again. But now it's less of it's a friend. It's a friend I know for years, but it's not like a guy I grew up with 30 years where I could just be kind of like muscle him into it.
Yeah, but let me tell you something, man. If it's someone you're really, really, really tight with, you're not gonna have to embarrass him like that. You're gonna be like, yo, stop being you're gonna be like, that. Stop. You would look at me straight now, yo, stop being a cheap fuck and go fucking.
We've already done that too. Okay. I it's funny. We've done that to a guy in our group who's probably the most well off because he could. I think. Matter of fact,
that's why he's so well off.
Matter of fact, has he gotten better with his? Because sometimes he's great with it, and then sometimes I'm like, wait, you just tipped $2?
It's really it's.
You know, it's weird. I feel like the most well-off people that I've observed are also the cheapest motherfuckers.
Yeah, why is that? These cheap bastards. You figure like, hey, you're so blessed. Like, don't you want to ensure your future blessings at least? Like, if you're selfish, keep it selfish and say, hey, I should tip out so my continued luck doesn't run out. Right? At least be selfish about it, right? All right. Well, I guess I gotta do it in a. Well, by the way, what the fuck is light and playful? You're talking to a fucking 6-foot bald brown guy who fucking literally fucking has no control over his emotions.
Well, that's the thing, right? Because Ray, if you say it to us, obviously, no matter how you say it, we're cool because you're not.
But that's the whole point.
You know what I mean? And then,
well, let me ask you this: what if it was someone from work, where it's a professional relationship, which this kind of is?
If someone from work told me that that I was cheap,
keep it close to your vest. Then, if that's the case, if it's someone from work,
well, would you be offended? Now all of a sudden the whole office is going to know. Not only did they realize you banged the receptionist in the bathroom, now they also know how cheap you are. You know what I'm saying? So now everybody knows your business.
You want to know what though? Chances are everyone in work knows that already anyway, and it's something that you guys can just talk about. Yeah, Joe over there, he's at it again. That cheap little shit. Okay? Everyone, people know everything about these. People know these little subtle things. I guarantee you, if it was a work colleague, someone else had went to lunch with him before and over and over and over again. People know about this. It just that happens that you looked at it and you shared it with others. And by the way, that would embarrass him and he would feel some type of way. But so what? Sometimes people got to get called out. Well, I say let it rip.
Yeah. Well, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to let it rip at a time when he's had a few drinks. That way.
There you go. See? Now you're getting creative. Now the brain is starting to. Now the juice is starting.
It'll settle in. He won't be offended. He'll be like, "All right." I'll be like, "Listen, the only reason I'm saying this, bro, is because you gotta respect these people's work.
There you go. And that's playful.
This is how they make their money, bro. Anyway, all right. Enough of that. Enough personal shit. So let's go into the world. By the way, we had 3 people pass away in the past 10 days. We had Malcolm Jamal Jr., right? Is that his name?
Malcolm Jamal Warner.
Malcolm Jamal Warner. We've had Hulk Hogan. We've had Ozzy Osbourne. So I'm hearing the same old dumb shit I hear every time 3 people die together. Oh, these things happen in threes. Jay Murphy came at me and said this shit. A chick I know said it. Wait, honey. Wait, Jay. That's not true. Thousands of Palestinian children died this week. That's not
I know
3.
that. That's not what it means.
Wait. Okay, and I'll even prove your bullshit wrong. Val Kilmer died earlier this year. Where's the other 2?
I don't know. I didn't even hear about Val Kilmer dying.
What? You didn't hear about Batman? You didn't hear about...
No.
Gene Hackman died. You remember that, Jay?
No.
That kind of happened around the same time, though, didn't it?
Around the same happened.
Remember Gene Hackman died?
No.
He's like the best actor
of
our young years.
Name a hip-hop artist. Name a hip-hop artist.
My point is, this shit does not always happen in threes. Whoever came with this dumbass shit doesn't make
I'll tell you what, when the second one came, I said, all right, we're going to have another one coming soon because it comes in threes. And it did happen.
Boy, what a prediction
there. What do you mean? There are other people who died that are celebrities. They're just not well-known celebrities.
Who? Who else? Within this past
I chat GPT'd it so I can get my fucking subscription worth.
Well, that I've heard about.
Anyway, what I'm telling you is this. When Hulk Hogan died, the internet went crazy, right?
Oh, yeah.
Hulk Hogan, half the people were like, he racist as fuck. half the people are like, this guy's my idol. So I'm going to give you the rags take, and then you guys can tell me your take individually. So for me, Hulk Hogan, when I was coming up in the world, and I knew, you know, some stuff about life, but obviously I wasn't as well versed as I am now. I believed that Hulk Hogan, I was a big WrestleMania guy, you know, the Ultimate Warrior, Hulk Hogan, you know, all these motherfuckers, Coco Beware. I was the $1 Million Man. This is an era that every boy loves wrestling. Okay, I don't care who you are. It was the same time when Glow Wrestling became popular, so it was weird. My dick was happy, and my brain was happy. So I was wrestling had just like massaged its way to my life, ironically through my testosterone and through my just competitive interest. But Hulk Hogan played the underdog. For the first time in my life, I felt proud to be an American because that motherfucker always came back from nothing. And I grew up being the underdog. I grew up relating to the underdog. I grew up never feeling like the person with the advantage, the person that was on top. I always felt like I had to come up, and I was proud of that because it's a much better victory when you're fucking underdog, right? But anyway, so then Hulk Hogan to me stood for that. But I was an Ultimate Warrior guy too, I'll tell you.
Oh, ditto. Ditto.
There's something about the way the Ultimate Warrior came in, coked out of his mind. Fucking.
I mean, I loved Hulk Hogan, but I was more of an Ultimate Warrior guy myself too.
You know, but the whole point is we know that Hulk Hogan, we still WrestleMania 3. It was memories. These are memories of he's bleeding from his head. He's got like his sweat has got 3 hairs left. He looks like he's about to die. And then all of a sudden, they keep hitting him in the head, but it ain't affecting him no more. The Hulkster comes up. I love that moment because it gave me inspiration, right? Me and my little brothers were fucking loving the wrestling. But then in 2015, all of a sudden, there's a sex tape with Hulk Hogan. He's banging a radio personality guy's wife, and the guy set this up. And in the midst of the tape, Hulk Hogan talks about his daughter dating a black dude, and all of a sudden it comes out. This N-word, whatever, right? Very, very weird because if you remember, Hulk Hogan was big time with Booker T, Mr. T, like, okay, not so many black stars, but Mr. T and him made their careers. They made the fucking WWE bigger than life. Then that was the era it started. That was the era that when it went from some little shitty wrestling fucking in the local fucking gym to fucking arenas, right? So to me, I was so confused because not everything, this country, everything's black or white. So now I was confused because I said Hulk Hogan is a racist that day and maybe forever, right? Maybe he'd really been a racist this whole time. I mean, obviously there's something in him that came out and was so angry about his daughter dating a black man, right? Now, here's my thing. Do I not necessarily always call it racist when someone does not want their daughter to date a certain race? Not always, because sometimes it's a culture thing, right? And these people are brought up into a culture, right? And they think they know what's right, and they can't even look past someone's race because, well, this is a culture thing. She or he's not going to fit into my culture. So I'm not going to give him a pass on that. What I'm going to look at Hulk Hogan is for what he was. He gave me some value in my beginning of my life, and he made me want to be an underdog. He made me want to overcome the white man, ironically. He made me feel these amazing feelings. Then he also disappointed me, right? And I realized the fucking guy, okay. But now, here's another thing. I'm going to get another level up for you fellas, right? And I know I'm doing most of the talking, but you guys are going to I'm going to give you your airtime. Here's my last point. Can those same black people who now are commenting on the internet that fuck Hulk Hogan, he's a racist, he's this or that. I can't 100% agree because I think it's not black or white. I think it's gray issue. But can you guys, as proud black people, also give us minorities, brown, Asian, okay, Hispanic, Latino, can we all ride together on that wave and say racism is wrong? Because the same black dude that might say, hey, fuck him, he's a piece of shit, he's a racist, but that might laugh at all the Indian hate that's coming out, right? Everybody gets a pass for making fun of Indians. Indians are so low on the totem pole, and I agree, we deserve a lot of it. But if we're going to go one way And then we can't be going not go the other way on and close our eyes on the fact that, okay, maybe Asians shouldn't be hated. So, and just like there should be no racism against Asians, just like there should be no racism against Black people. Like either we fucking have a rule and we unite. It cannot be both ways, right? What do you guys think?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think we all agree, like racism is abhorrent, and I'm especially with Hulk Hogan, I'm kind of torn, right? Because again, it's separating Hulk Hogan, the character of him, from the person Terry Bollea, right? I still love the character of Hulk Hogan because I got me into wrestling, right? The exact same reasons that you mentioned, and I think it's perfectly fine to love that, right? You can love the character that he's portraying, but him as a person. And then I'm also conflicted, right? Because Booker T vouched for it. He's like, I know Hulk Hogan. He's not a racist, and someone could say some racist things at the moment, out of anger, when they're not thinking, like, all right, if I'm angry at someone, I could say this short motherfucker or something, which is, I didn't say it's right.
And also, let's keep in mind, this guy used steroids through his life, injured all the time. So he's a heavy drinker, heavy pill user. Listen, everybody's made a mistake and said some dumb shit when they're drunk or high. Now, I've never said this type of shit, but I don't want to give him the benefit of the doubt. But going back to you said, Jay, it's a character versus a fucking real life, right? Hulk just ripped off his thing and it was Trump. Okay. Obviously, I do not agree at all with his political views because Trump has turned out to be a huge failure, right? So,
yeah, and I think no matter what I feel about him as a person, and either his political beliefs or racial ideologies or his views, I think no matter what, people from our generation, if we were a fan, I think a part of my childhood died when I saw him die. And I do, like, there is a bit of sadness, even if I do believe that he's a racist.
100%,
you know what I mean?
100%. The guy still gave us, even though he's a piece of shit racist on that 2015 that year.
Yeah.
And prior, maybe his whole life, and maybe the whole life after. He gave us these feelings of like, I want to be an American. Like, I never wanted to be an American. I was placed in this bitch, and I got a lot of racism coming up. So for me, I never felt that moment until I watched WrestleMania. Isn't that a weird thing?
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Look,
well, that's what it's for.
Look, first of all, we don't know, what his true, intentions are as a human being behind the scenes, right? We know what he got exposed about.
We know he didn't want his daughter to fucking marry a black dude.
What I'm saying is, it's hard to say. Like he may have used that word so many other times that privately that's not recorded that we don't know about.
He obviously did. If you heard the way he's saying it, he said it before many times. But it's hard
or maybe just a handful of times, and we caught one. We don't know. We're all just speculating. It should be worth noting Booker T while he did condemn him, he also accepted his apology and said he deserves a second chance. And he went on record by saying that I don't think Hulk Hogan's racist. It should be noted that Booker T did go on record saying that. Okay, I think the whole thing, it's. You know what? Someone could have heard something I've said in my lifetime and called me a racist for sure. I am certain.
Yeah.
Now, did I explicitly just say that N-word? I'm not even talking about the N-word. I'm talking about just in general, because the fact of the matter is every single race has been a victim of being racist against. That is a fact. Now, what gets publicized more is, the N-word more than anything else. But Asians get the hate too. Indians get the hate too. Iranians get that. We all get the hate in some form or fashion. It's really hard. It's almost like, especially now in this era that we're in, the last decade, especially, I would say starting like towards the end of I hate to use the Obama tenure as an example, but that helps me. It's especially towards the end of Obama's second term, carried out through Donald Trump's, racism was robust all around us to the point where the terminology got watered down. Now, everything anyone's doing is offensive and racist now.
Well, here's the thing. Let me ask you this. Now, was racism sprung up by Obama's second term, or was it by Trump running, or was it by Trump's reaction to Obama's term? What the fuck happened all of a sudden in 2000 and motherfucking 16?
I think
where all of a sudden it felt like a more racist world than it was in 2008.
I think it sprung up discreetly during Obama's second term, and then non-discreetly during Donald Trump's campaign. Finally, someone is out here to represent us, and I can be covering my own skin, and I can just let it rip without having to be politically correct anymore.
So that's the thing. It's so hard. It's the weirdest thing. It's like you think a black president would unite a country, but for some reason, the envy and the hate and the Obamacare really pissed some white people off, and even some black people. I remember the black on Obama hate, and I was shocked by it. And it was a weird thing that happens in our society for some reason.
When was that whole tiki torch incident? Because that's when, like, the first time I was like, holy shit.
That was Trump 1.0, I think.
1.0.
Or I think that was
that, right?
Yeah, I think that was right around that time period.
Right.
I mean,
look, that's when it really.
It's a weird thing because you're like, Obama didn't cause this. You're like, but Trump saying Obama is not a U.S. citizen and born in a foreign country, that type of weird stuff for some reason started planting these seeds, right? For some reason, people were not happy that Obama was being celebrated as such a great president. Now, at the same time, you also hear these people say Obama has millions of people's blood on his hands, but every president does. So I'm not sure on what the hell.
Yeah, I mean.
Anyway, you guys, RIP. I'll tell you, the one that hit me harder was Ozzy Osbourne.
I was going to ask you, Rex, about, because you're a rock and roll guy, right?
Well, I mean, Ozzy, it's just Ozzy, man. And here's the thing. Ozzy was not just a rock and roll guy. Ozzy was the most popular reality show of all time when it came out. And remember Howard Stern, he went on it. Remember, let's give the history to the world. The Osbourne family went on to the Howard Stern show. And all of a sudden, Howard's like, you got to get the show. He loved it. He loved the interaction between the family. Like that itself. We saw Jack and his sister and Sharon. We saw these people become a part of our living room. It was the first big reality show, like kind of that. As far as like that was like about a family, like and the celebrity family that I think, right?
Now, Jay, what you don't know, and what I'm sure our listeners or viewers don't know is earlier on in Rags' comedic career. He had an Ozzy Osbourne bit that he would do on his set. He would do,
for real?
Yeah, and and
it was so bad.
It had his good nights and bad nights. Let's put it that way.
Well, it's just like a fucking depression where you're like, "What the fuck you doing, Sharon?" Like, you know what I mean? Like, what am I actually doing here except mumbling and fuck out here. Fuck it. You know, like
it had good laughs at that Georgetown set.
Wow. He remembers one set from 20 fucking 1 years ago, or 19, whatever years ago. And look, it was a short-lived thing. I was just starting to kind of do some impressions. It was fun. Ozzy was I loved Ozzy. Ozzy, his music. When I was a kid, I was scared of Ozzy Osbourne. I'm like, yo, I heard he bit off a bat. Remember? And if you went into a white school like we did, Ozzy Osbourne bit the head off a bat and fucking threw it to the crowd and ate it. And we're like, oh my God. You know, like.
Yo, so did that show really, it gave birth to reality TV? Like, the Osbourne?
It gave birth to the celebrity reality TV.
Yeah.
Celebrity.
Reality TV was started before
Survivor.
that. MTV.
Real World, and then
Real
Survivor,
World,
and then Real World Survivor. These started, but I'm saying the celebrity where they started going into people's homes.
Was it that or the Kardashians?
The Kardashians are way after that, bro.
Really?
Yeah, I think remember Flavor of Love and all that. I think that was around.
Flavor of Love was a dating show, bro. That's not the same thing.
It was still reality TV, though.
It is celebrity reality TV, though.
It's a celebrity dating. That's different, bro. You're not going into Flavor Flav's home and seeing how he acts. Okay.
Okay.
There's a difference, buddy.
All right. Fine.
Okay.
Fine.
It is a different thing.
No. Okay. Fine. What the hell?
But anyway, R.I.P. to the racist Mr. Hogan. R.I.P. to R.I.P. to Ozzy. R.I.P. to Malcolm Jamal Warner. And by the way, let's look at the positive. Now Brooke can date as many black guys as she wants.
well, she allegedly didn't go to his funeral, right? Doesn't want any of his $25 million inheritance. And let me just say that I know that he's known mostly for that. As far as the negative side, is legend. But I learned something more, and I probably should have known this earlier. But in the WWF, it's almost like he wasn't a great guy behind the scenes. It has nothing to do with him being racist or not racist. The WWF was trying, the wrestlers earlier on their career.
Oh, I heard.
They were trying to form a union, and he went and ratted them out.
He ratted out Jesse Ventura.
Jesse the Body Ventura, yes.
I can't do a good Jesse impression, but it's still, he ratted me out.
He's got that Midwestern Minnesota kind of Canadian kind of accent.
Ratted me out real good.
That's not that bad. It's not bad.
Anyway, but the point being is he's the rat there. And look, as little kids, you can't blame us for being like, we love Hogan, right? So it's like they say, you don't want to meet your fucking heroes, man. They're all fucking assholes. Okay. But look, I would say let's move on from that.
Go ahead.
Real quick, I'm going to just say this. Actually, I don't want to cover this. No, it's too sad. I was going to cover yesterday's mass shooting in New York City. But I was going to just say real quick, this kid, Shane Tamura, 27 years old. His high school coach said the only injury he had on the football field was an ankle injury. So he's just mentally ill, bro. If you notice,
he said he had CTE. He said he had CTE, and he says
he has CTE. Dose, you can only be diagnosed with CTE once you're dead. They have to look at your brain and diagnose you.
Of course.
Listen, his high school coach is saying he had an ankle injury. But this kid's mentally ill, obviously, Dose. Let's be honest.
Fine,
right?
He's mentally
ill.
Mad all I'm saying is,
listen, if you're gonna be mad, what was the first CTE? Boxing, Muhammad Ali. Okay, why wouldn't you be mad at boxing? Why wouldn't you be mad at UFC? That motherfuckers are. It's the same thing. The NFL. Let's get mad at Pee Wee League. Let's get mad. The fact is, you get a choice to decide you're gonna play football. You get a choice to decide. I know if your parents push you into Pee Wee League. I don't think anybody got CTE from going to Pee Wee League, right? But eventually you get your own choice if you're going to play football or not. So obviously this kid was mentally deranged. I'm just saying, look, everybody's going to blame this and that. This is a weird one.
Well, in his note, he wants his brain to be examined for CTE. He said that, right? So that's number one. Number two, okay. Clearly, someone really fucked this up because if you recall yesterday when this was active, CNN was reporting that the shooter was a white guy. When they were looking at these videos right here, they reported that.
Well, they were just looking at the guy on the left. Their picture on the left. They weren't looking at his mugshot, whatever the shot that is.
That looks like Trevor Noah.
They're looking at the shot where. Let's be honest. He definitely
still looks like Trevor Noah, man.
It's obvious he's not white. CNN done fucking. That's the problem with these extreme left.
I know, bitch. It looks like Derrick Rose, bitch.
Like CNN. If I'm looking for a white shooter and I see him, I'm not gonna be. I'm like, all right, well, I got there's two shooters. I guess I don't know what's going on. But yeah, it just shows that that's a great point, Dose.
And he shot a Bronx cop who was a brown dude, by the way.
Bangladeshi.
Yeah,
Bengali.
Bengali, yeah. I don't know why I'm smiling
weird.
when I'm saying that.
It's weird why they mentioned that he's Bengali so much, but that's R.I.P. to him. And listen, man, I know a retired Bengali cop, man.
This is when he got CTE right here, when he was playing football in high school. This is when he got his CTE.
But his coach literally said, "The fucking guy got it he had an ankle injury." I think this kid was just mentally ill, and then he just found something to,
But it's Granada Hills. They play hard over there. They play rough over there.
California, baby. That's what happens. I just wanted to go into that real quick. What a fucking weird story to drive all the way across the country and do all that shit. But anyway, I want to end on a quick note here. Did you see Trump cheating in golf this past weekend?
Yeah.
Did you see this, Jay?
No.
I play it. What the look, I try not to talk about Trump because it's all over the place, but this is like, you can't ignore it, man. So look at this guy.
Ready? And I clicked. I was.
Watch this. You see that? He missed it, Jay, but he threw his caddy threw the ball down.
Oh, yeah, yep.
So again, do you figure the one time he might realize it's not good to cheat is when he's trying to cover up Jeffrey Epstein? It's like, don't do anything to mess up your credibility right now, Orange Boy. No, he literally is such a narcissist that he could not help himself except to cheat just to improve his score. And guess what? Now we all know he cheats, but this is insane, bro. This guy is about to pardon Ghislaine Maxwell.
Well, technically, it was his caddy who cheated, right? Not exactly.
Come on, Dose. Let me. No. It's like this.
Pointing it out.
No, but that's bullshit. Because if I'm playing with a caddy and he threw a ball, and I'm like, no, stop it. The cameras are all on us, you idiot. That's the dumbest thing you did.
You're right,
Pick
too.
up the ball.
They both cheated. They both cheated.
Let me ask you this. Exactly. It's not just the caddy. Trump's like, well, I'll just go along with it. No. Trump wanted that to happen, made it happen. Look, there are people out there that I would have said, bro, I'm here playing with my boy. I'm not going to cheat against my whatever the fuck, right? It's a stupid thing. So this motherfucker, this is how he's backed himself into such a corner. Every time he tells another lie, no, we're going to go for the testimony, the grand jury testimony, a lie. Every time, now he's going for the, we interviewed her. By the way, the history of the world, of the United States, it never has a DOJ prosecutor went down by himself to interview the head, and also Trump's personal lawyer gone down to interview a prisoner who they already have a huge file on, who's the only person serving any time. Like, this woman is so evil. I don't think we realize how evil she is.
Well,
yes, Jeffrey Epstein is evil, but she's even more evil because guess what? The predator, he's fucked up in the head. He's psycho, right? He's chemically fucked. He wants to fuck little girls, little children. He's psychologically twisted, chemically brain fucked. Now she, who's a normal person, says, but you know what? I'll hunt little girls for you. So think about how sick she is. 500 victims, by the way. That's 500 times she's driving down the side of the road by a middle school, and she says, ooh, let's ruin this girl's life. Remember, all 500 of these kids, their lives are fucked.
So to be clear, you're talking about Ghislaine Maxwell, though.
Ghislaine Maxwell.
Ghislaine, whatever.
Ghislaine Maxwell, yes.
Whatever.
I'm talking about the evil person who is about to possibly walk free is the king recruiter for the pedophile.
Yes.
And the only person doing any time paying a punishment. Now, all of a sudden, she has 100 names she wants to give out, and she wants Donald Trump to give her a pardon. Trump has the fucking list. They have the files. It's, you know what? These are fucking saved and backed up on hard drives and servers. Okay,
she's gonna keep his name out of it. She's gonna keep his name out of it, so she can get pardoned, and then rip all the Dems.
100 Democrats that she's named.
Yep.
Yeah.
But listen, let me tell you this. Here's the $1 million question, boys. Because if she walks free, and if she gets fucking pardoned, doesn't the right base have to even get more mad? Because this is the only person that was serving any time for the pedophilia that they hate. Here's the thing. Are we going to see these files ever? Will the Democrats pony the fuck up and actually get us these files?
They didn't get us the files during Biden's term.
But it wasn't as big as a deal. Okay, you know what's great? There's a great point. You know what all of this is stemming from? And I thought about it when I was all edibled out, high as a kite, and I go, bro, when Elon wrote that tweet, Trump's in the Epstein files, that kind of has this going on right now, bro. Because if he didn't tweet that shit, this wouldn't be such a big deal right now.
That's what got everything.
It might be a big deal, but this is percolate.
You're absolutely right. They got everything percolated all over again. But you want it needs to be percolated though. It needs to be percolated. Okay? And you know what? I don't give a shit who's on that list and who, you know, what side they lean and what kind of a person I thought they were before or whatever the fuck. I mean, you gotta go. You gotta fucking go.
You gotta pay some type of price if you're banging 14-year-olds in a position of power.
Man.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
As a 60-year-old, 50-year-old, 40-year-old man, you cannot get away with this.
I don't care who you support, man. You want anyone exposed that's on there, bro.
I know it's a lot deeper
Don't
than we
be
even
stupid,
think, bro.
people.
This is deeper than we think. Trump is fucking giving away his presidency. He's souring on his, for some reason, bro. His immediate base is still like, well, we got to move on. They're so stupid.
I thought Bill Clinton is one of the best presidents that we've had in my lifetime. If he's on that list, bitch, he's got to fucking go. Okay,
Listen,
he's got to fucking go.
Let me be honest with you.
Okay,
I know Bill's on that list. I know Bill. Hey, baby, how old are you? You know what I mean? Like, he definitely has an awful impression, but he definitely did something weird. Now I'm hoping and praying that she was 19. Okay, I'm praying.
Well, Monica was.
Because I do want, in my world, again, it's like the Hulk Hogan. You grow up as a kid, as a young man, you're like, well, Bill Clinton cares about people. Like, he made me at least think that. Now, I don't know if that's true, but you're hoping that not every single one of these politicians is a dirtbag like they're saying they are, right? You're hoping for someone to come up and be like, well, like, look, okay, let me ask you this. If Clinton banged an 18-year-old or 17-year-old, what do you guys, what's in your mind, what does that mean?
Hey, you most likely banged a 16-year-old too, or a 15-year-old too.
What if she was 17, 18, legal age?
Oh my God.
16, even though that's the number, I would still judge the man and say, well, I was still going to judge her for 17, 18, but at least I'm going to say she did 14. Because listen, Jeffrey Epstein specifically wanted 14, bro, which is a sick man, right?
Mm-hmm. So what are you trying to say? What are you hoping one of us say, that it's Bill Clinton's not as sick because he may have banged a 17-year-old?
Yeah, because it's just as like they're both immoral. Like, it may not be criminal in terms of legality.
Look, wait. Jerry Seinfeld was 37 years old when he met when he met his 17-year-old wife.
So he groomed her?
Basically, yeah.
You saying he groomed her? Possibly groomed her?
Did he? That's what I'm asking you. Where's the line?
Yeah. When did he get married though? He met her when she was 17. When did they get married?
That's when they started dating. They were in public. They were walking the fucking red carpet together at 17. Google it.
That's a bad look. That's bad. Not even bad look. That's
bad.
Look. That's awful.
Exactly.
That's fucking awful.
But
hey, I'm a big Tom Hanks fan too, by the way. If he's on that fucking list, he's got to go.
Here's what I'm asking you. Will you have more will you still, if Tom Hanks ended up banging an 18-year-old and not a 14-year-old, won't you at least have a little bit more respect for him? God. A lot more. 14 and 18 is a world of a difference, right? I agree. Yeah. 18 to me is like a child now. When I see fucking college girls, I'm like, geez, look at those little children, right? It looks like kids to me.
Look, you asking me a black and white question, I'll give you a black and white answer. She's 18, she's an adult, right? So it's fine. Okay.
Well,
is it still a little gross?
That's what I'm saying.
Is it still a little gross? Is it a little gross? Yes. I mean, like my oldest kid is 27 years old. If I'd feel morally kind of disgusted.
Listen. It's very weird to fly to an island to bang anybody, right? That you're arranged to, right?
100%.
But I mean, that's Jay's last 12 vacations. All right, so my point, obviously I'm kidding. My point being is that if you're flying to a weird island specifically to have sex with someone that's 18 or 17, because over in that island there's no laws, it's a weird thing. Even if she's 20, it's weird. Because it's like, bro, you're the president or you're a powerful man. If you really want a girl that bad, all you got to do is leave your DMs open. You know what I mean? Well, not back then, but look.
Yeah, not back then.
I don't know. All right, we went off the rails, but that's my thought progress here. My thought process here.
Hey, change the subject real quick. I hope you guys don't mind. I think it sounds like we're done with that part. But, yesterday I was talking to my dad, and this is before Jay's little viral kind of moment there that he had. But, he was asking me, just catching up. He was asking me what I'm getting into. And I'm like, yeah, we're going to record our podcast later on today. He's like, how is that? What do you do? And I was like, and he was really curious about, like, what our baseline is for success. In other words, like, I was like, well, first of all, he's like, well, how are your ratings? I'm like, well, Dad, it's not linear TV, right? We don't go by ratings. I'm like, what are you, Hisham, bitch? It's like, it's not ratings. It's we go by views and likes and stuff like that. And then it's, well, what kind of views do you get? I was like, well, the best we've done was like 10,000 views on a clip. I started breaking out how everything worked.
Yeah.
That's not bad. That's not bad. He was so impressed. I was like, Dad, don't get it twisted. It's not viral, okay? I understand, but that's not bad.
That's not bad.
Very encouraging for my
The point is that, look, guys, we need your help. Like, subscribe. Please tell someone about our show. Spread our clips around, man. We want to keep doing the show with, as much ambition and motivation as we can. And that way, I can buy dog food for this guy here. No, but I'm serious, man. We really appreciate the fact that people are listening, and we're doing our best. And we would really love if you guys can help us out. And remember, like, subscribe. These things really make the difference in the algorithm's eyes. And at this point, we're a slave to an algorithm. So.
And watch our full video, the full length of
That's
it. That's what
we really need, you guys.
Yeah, it's not a GoFundMe campaign, okay? We're just asking for a minute of your time and then a couple of muscle flexes to hit the click button. That's it. Fifth floor.
If you're on the way to the island flying over because you're gonna bang an 18-year-old, why don't you just listen to podcasts on the way? You got nothing else going on, so make it happen.
And give some medical advice to Jay. He might need it.
All right, that's our episode for this week. We are headed in August. We'll see you guys next week.
Thanks, everyone.
Peace.
Peace, y'all.